Arreola Stiverne, or Stiverne Arreola, ESPN, USC Galen Center, the trifecta, heavyweight championship, great campus, and great network. But before I say any more, I want to bring up, for those of you who have heard Don speak throughout the years, you have a little idea of why I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and for those who have not heard Don speak throughout the years, or at all, you're going to be listening to the greatest promoter that boxing has ever seen, Mr. Don King. Don.
First, let me say I'm very happy to be here at USC. This is the great school, and the university is where they bring people to learn, to be able to acknowledge what is happening in the scenes that are transpiring right before them and make things happen. So this is a fight for peace, and for peace, that means peace in the Middle East, you know me, which I represent both Israel and Iran. And so it's a real thing to be able to do. And now you know that the Ukraine and Crimea is having problems, and Vitaly Klitschko is now running for president of the Ukraine, and the championship that he vacated is the one we're going to be fighting for. That is history. And so it'll be the first time that a Haitian will be a champion, or Mexican American will be a champion. That will be history. And the major announcement today will be Revelations, I think it's chapter 9, verse 25 or something, say, I was blind. One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see. So I'm going to have Stevie Wonder calling the blow by blow.
I also want to now bring up the young man all the way down at the left, the trainer. He's been the trainer for Chris Arreola since the beginning. Before I get to bringing Henry up here, I do want to acknowledge Chris's manager, and that is Al Heyman, who couldn't make it here today. He's out of town, but certainly this is a big opportunity for the Arreola camp. I want to bring up his trainer, Henry Ramirez. Henry.
Thanks everybody for being here. Obviously a fight of this magnitude, you know, coming to Southern California, it means a lot to us personally. It's a second chance for Chris to make history here in his hometown, and he's definitely going to come through. And I do want to also thank Al Heyman, the Goose and Tudor staff. I know I was calling Dan every day when I would read stuff. Hey, this fight's going here, it's going there, and just finally glad to have a date, a venue. I know Don House is going to have Bermaine prepared. I'm going to have Chris prepared. And like they said, this is a historical fight. You know, it's a fight where it's a new era. You know, the Klitschko era is coming to an end. Vitaly's moved on to, you know, more important things in life. And I think Vladimir's days are numbered also. And I believe on May 10th, there is going to be the first ever Mexican-American heavyweight champion.
And now the man that's there is right here that's going to come back and pay a response to the dynamic trainer of Chris Arreola. Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on. I want you to be star-studded, baby. You know what I mean? I want everybody to bear witness to this, because, like I said, it ain't no loser. But this is the most important fight for this side to win, so that we can take heavyweight around the thing, and then we'll give him another chance, you know, later. You know what I mean? Because we don't want nothing, no discrimination. We don't want to do none of that. Give everybody opportunity in the land of opportunity. But we got to be prepared. You know what I mean? You prepare, you know, to succeed, or you prepare to fail. Here's the man that's in the preparation business, and he's doing it to death. Talk to him, baby.
USC.
Yes.
Yeah. ESPN.
Yes.
Lucen.
Hey!
King. Henry.
Hey!
My man Chris. Yes, sir. Of course, our team. May 10th. Actually, I thought the fight was in June, so bro, we gotta get ready. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It's gonna be an exciting fight. I'm looking forward to this. I know Henry's doing a great job over there with Chris. To me, Chris has always been one of my idols, always been one of the toughest guys on the market. when they said we was gonna fight Chris again, I went, oh shit, not him. I mean, I would rather fight both the brothers, Christopher brothers, to fight this guy again, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. This will be a great fight. I'm very, very looking forward to it. I'm sure that team are too. We've been preparing, we're hungry, we're mean, we everything that a fighter needs to be to win this title. I mean, May 10th, come out, that's all I gotta say.
All right, Danny boy.
Where the real action is are the fighters, the athletes. And there's, you know, in my 30+ years, I've had a lot of tough guys out there. And we heard it a little while ago with Bermaine's manager, how tough Chris Arreola is. And the one drawback that we've always had with Chris to get to that mountaintop was the mindset of doing everything it would take to win that fight. Now, when he gets inside that ring, despite what he does outside of it, he gives that attitude to do everything it takes to win that fight. The problem is that he's had a tendency throughout the years not to give himself the best shot at doing it by not being in the best shape of his life. And that goes back many years, many years. And we don't have to talk about it here any longer because the press know it here. But Don keeps on mentioning Seth Mitchell. And the reason why that fight was so well handled by Chris, because it was the first time in many years he went to a training camp out in Arizona, and it did him well. I mean, there's something to say about an athlete, a businessman, anybody who knows that in his mind he did everything it took to accomplish what he was trying to get accomplished. And now having Chris in San Diego, you know, he could sit here and tell you that he's going to be in shape as he has throughout the years. Didn't really mean much. Sitting here telling you he's going to be in shape now and train like a world-class athlete, you're going to be able to believe him. It won't be hyperbole. It won't be a sales pitch. It's going to be something that he knows what he has to do to beat Bermaine Stiverne May 10th at USC Galen Center. So from that instant, when you have the toughness and the guts and the willpower and the mindset to overcome anything that is in your way on May 10th, with the conditioning behind it, nothing will stop Chris Arreola on May 10th. We've got to go out there, train hard, and win this fight, and bring that championship right here to California, in the United States of America, on ESPN, here at the USC Galen Center. I want to bring up the nightmare, Chris Arreola. Chris.
How's everybody doing? First of all, I want to thank everybody for being out here. ESPN, the worldwide network of sports. We're going to be showcasing heavyweights, again, where we belong. You know, no more MMA. We don't need to be watching that. We're boxers. Boxing's a sport that's been around for years and years and years. I want to thank Dan Goosen and Don King to finally get a new date together. I'm ready for this fight. I've been waiting for this fight right after I got out that ring and got my ass kicked by Bermaine Stiverne. There's nothing to say. I'm not going to blame my conditioning, nothing like that. I got caught by a punch that I didn't see coming. And that's what happens when you fight a world-class athlete like Bermaine Stiverne. I should have been my P's and Q's the whole time, but I wasn't. Got caught. It is what it is. He beat my butt. Now, that being said, my nose was broken after the third round. I was wounded. I was easy. I should have been out of that fight. Any round after that, he should have stopped me. Personally, I'm not that kind of a fighter. If I see someone wounded, I see someone hurt, I'm taking his ass out. That's my intention to do on May 10th, is to do to him what he did to me. I respect him. I respect him a lot. I can shake his hand right now, shake his hand after the fight. We're gentlemen. But in the ring, I don't like him. That's the way it is. I respect him. I'm not gonna like him in the ring. He's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. I guarantee you May 10th, I'm gonna come out with my hand raised. Hope you guys enjoy the fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Dan had a soliloquy that was just above and beyond the call of duty. You know, and so he leaves us with a question as to which Chris do we believe? It's a very, this is what makes it, this is what you call pragmatism, this is realism. This is what people do, you know what I mean? Because that's how they work, you know what I mean? And I respect Chris Arreola very, very much, and he proved that he's a great fighter. And for whatever the mistakes and whatever that transpired in that first encounter, that you have to understand is what athleticism is about. When people go in there, in boxing, when you go in that ring, you can't call timeout and send in a substitute. If you run out of petrol, there's no gas station in sight. You cannot procrastinate. That's why boxing is so much like life. You can't put your problems off to tomorrow. Your problem is right there before you. And you must deal with it, you know, and you have to deal with it in a manner that is immediately, you know, something, if you speak Espanol, inmediatamente. You got to be able to, you ain't got no time to be saying, put it off to tomorrow, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? You got to be able to deal with what is real, because boxing is the closest thing to life that you'll ever see. You get knocked down, you get back up, you dust yourself off and get back into the game. And so this is what makes heavyweight boxing so renowned. And either way, this fight is going to be a fight. And that you can see from what Chris is doing, whatever he changed in his ways, reconnoiter the area and deploy his forces and attack again. But he's going up against a young Tyson, so to speak, because you haven't seen a fraction of what this man represents here. You know what I mean? And so it is, Bermaine is an individual that works very hard, got a great team, and he's getting himself together, and truly, you know what I mean, it's going to be such a wonderful fight. The slogan that really stimulates the magical words of boxing is, when is the next one? That is when you know you have a show when they can come to the promoter and go out and they go talking to each other, the fans, because that's really what it's all about. It's giving the fans what they want, and they will respond. They will get a fight this time, and it will be pure six knockdown brawl. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you will have a new champion of the world. And when he spoke about Jose Sulaiman is smiling now from heaven, because he was dedicated and committed to being able to keep the WBC in the forefront as the largest and the best organization in the world. And we're going to give him a 10 bell count on this fight, paying homage to this memory of this great man for boxing from the WBC. And his son, Mauricio Sulaiman, is the president now of the WBC. So all will be done proud. But rest assured, you know what I mean? Fight, you can never tell in a heavyweight fight if anybody get hit or don't get hit or whatever happens, you know, anything can happen. But I would say, in the looking at Bermaine and the way that he has handled himself and how he's growing, the evolutionary process gives Chris two great chances, Slim and none. And Slim's out of town. So you got to be able to understand, but the gratification, superb. You know what I mean? The excitement in the air, unparalleled. You know what I mean? The anticipation, you know, bated breath. You know what I mean? But in the end result, the champion of the world and the new heavyweight champion of the world, Bermaine Stiverne. You know what I mean? Come on up, champion. Come on up, champion. Oh, yes, Invictus, hear my cry. Victory. Victory is ours, Invictus. Yes, Daniel was in the lion's den and he came out. Jonah's in the belly of the whale. Talk to him, baby. Oh, yes, P, and you're one of them.
It's a pleasure to be here once again in California. What can I say? First of all, I want to thank a special thank you to ESPN. That's actually my first time involved with the network. I've been involved with other network, but not ESPN. So, thank you to Dan Newsom, GKP, my manager, Camila, House, Trent, Victor, the whole team. Listen, May 10th, I will be crowned the heavyweight champion of the world.
How long? Not long.
It's not about shape. It's about skills. I have better skills, and I'm always in shape. I don't have anything personal against Chris. I do think that the best heavyweight out there today is Chris and I. This fight won't be, what's the word?
Feud.
No.
Won't be the same result.
No,
I'm searching every which
it
way.
was, anyway, some funny fights that happened a while ago. It won't be, choreographed. This is gonna be a real fight, you know? I will be crowned heavyweight champion. It won't be, I'm not saying that I'm gonna walk over Chris easily or walk in the park. It's gonna be hard because I know what Chris can bring to the table. I've been watching Chris since, ever, you know? So, it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I'm really happy to, that we'll be able to bring that type of fight for the fans, unlike other fights. I got nothing else to say. I mean, this is it. This is the biggest crown in sport history. We're talking about the heavyweight champion of the world. So I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. You know, my mind is set, my body is set. The only thing we gotta wait now is to wait to come. May 10th is gonna be a great night. It's gonna be a fantastic night, and I can't wait to be crowned the heavyweight champion of the world. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Man, we ain't taking no prisoners. Hold it, let me get in there with me and Dan in there.
Down in the center.
You guys, TV, you guys okay?
Can you see him?
Hey guys, get down for the TV.